Well, we are back at it again. More NBA play-in games for us to discuss, more player props for us to take on this nice little two-game NBA slate. We're hot on the heels of some very nice picks in the last couple of videos, riding a pretty nice little wave of, I think it's like 7-1, I think is our run over the last couple of videos. So we're looking to keep things hot and keep things going in today's video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. There's a lot of people who have. We just broke 29,000 subs. I'm on my way to 30,000. I'd like to get that done by the end of the NBA season. I'll keep cranking out these videos. You guys keep liking them, commenting on them, sharing them with everybody you know and love that plays on PrizePicks, that plays NBA player props, and we'll keep feeding each other, okay? Speaking of feeding each other, we got to pick somebody from yesterday's comment section. There was a lot of comments on yesterday's video. I appreciate all those comments. In case you're new here, we've been giving away a free month of Dub Club, which is my VIP community I have set up with Discord, where you can start winning more together. I share all my picks, plays, and parlays each day. Stats and helpful information are shared as well by myself and other helpful community members. So we've been giving away a free membership each and every video here, and the way that you're qualified for that is just by subscribing to the channel here on YouTube, hitting the like button, and then commenting your favorite player prop of the day. Now if I randomly select that player prop and it's in a winning pick like this one here, well then you will win yourself a free month of Dub Club, which is a $20 value. So let's pick today's winner. It's 6 Hustles. He chose Shohei Ohtani for more than 0.5 hitter walks, and I'm happy to say that Ohtani did go over 0.5 walks yesterday, so congratulations to you, 6 Hustles. Just go down to the description of today's video. There is a link for our free Discord. Click the Discord link. Once you're inside Discord, shoot me a DM, and I will send you a special Dub Club link that will get you started on your 30-day free membership, where I'm going to be sending out all the picks, plays, and parlays, and all the research and stats and info every day, right to you, right through Discord. So congratulations to you. All right, so let's get into today's picks. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, looks like a total of 4 picks that I kind of came across this morning, doing some research and stat diving here over on PrizePicks. Let's start with the first one here. We're looking at Coby White of the Chicago Bulls. He's sitting out here today at 4 assists. I think the over is looking like a solid way to go. Now, there is always tie or push potential with a prop like this. Anytime there's a prop where it's set at a flat number, an even number like 4 assists, the guy could potentially tie or push. But he is projected for 4.88 assists today. And if he did tie or push, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would just mean that your 6 pick goes down to a 5 pick, 5 becomes a 4, et cetera, et cetera. So your entry on PrizePicks would just kind of revert down to the next entry size. But anyway, he's projected for about 4.88 assists. If we take a look at his game logs here, he's done a really solid job over the last 20, 25, 30 games of recording at least 4 assists. In fact, in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, he's had at least 4 assists in 6 out of 6 games. So super consistent. And then when you take a look at the home games here for Coby White, he's had at least 4 assists in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of his last 9 games played at home in Chicago. Now, taking things a step further, when he plays against the Miami Heat, well, he happens to record 4 assists or more at a pretty darn high rate. 5, 11, 5, 4, 7, and 4 assists over his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. So 6 out of 8 games, the last 8 times that he's faced the Miami Heat head-to-head, he's had at least 4 assists or more in 75% of those games. And he averages right around 5.3 assists per game in those head-to-head contests. So things looking good here. High hit rates for the season in recent games, high hit rates versus this team in recent head-to-head matchups, and he is projecting well. There's a lot to love for this particular player prop. Now, every projection model is going to yield a slightly different result when it comes to the projections. So let's check a couple different projections here. We're going to go over to this Fantasy Labs tool. Switch over to NBA, go to the assist category, and then you type in Coby White's name. He's projected for about 4.4 assists over there. So that 4 number, I mean, should be a pretty safe landing spot. He should be able to get at least 4 assists. I looked this one up on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, and it had about a 53, 54% chance of him landing on at least 4 assists today. But let's check out one more projection on Coby White. For this one, we're going over to shot quality. He's projected for about 4.22 assists over on the shot quality page. So their projection system liking him to have at least 4 assists as well. So a lot of good information here on Coby White to record at least 4 assists. So I'd take Coby White for more than 4 assists on this one. The next one is going to be Anthony Davis. Now, Anthony Davis obviously playing for the Dallas Mavericks now, but Dallas is pretty healthy nowadays. They got Gafford back. They got PJ Washington healthy. They got Derek Lively healthy. And I mean, I don't know how much they're going to lean on Anthony Davis here, but when I was looking at some of these projections and hit rates for Anthony Davis field goal attempts, the under at 20.5 field goal attempts look like a good way to go here. He's projected for just 15.2 field goal attempts over on RotoWire, meaning that's a differential of about 5.2 attempts versus his line on PrizePicks, which is 20.5. So for that case in point, I would take the under here on Anthony Davis for 20.5 field goal attempts. And you look at the games that he's played here, like over the last, I don't know, handful of games, 10 games. We'll just look at the last 10 games or so. He's only gone over 20.5 field goal attempts twice over the last 10 games that he's appeared in. And when he plays against Sacramento, he tends to stay under 20.5 field goal attempts as well. Now, I will point out that a lot of these games, most of these games, were when he was a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. So for that reason, kind of take that with a grain of salt. But just head-to-head speaking, doesn't seem to shoot a lot of shots against Domantas Sabonis and these Sacramento Kings. So the under would be the way that I would be leaning here on Anthony Davis. He's recorded 18, 13, and 19 field goal attempts over his last 3 games. So like I said, Dallas a whole lot healthier now than they have been in recent memory. Let's take a look at some other projections, though, for this Anthony Davis field goal attempt prop. Going back over to shot quality. When we look at Anthony Davis over there, they have him projected for right around 15 two-point field goal attempts. And then they have him for about 3.5 three-point field goal attempts, which would be about 18.5 total field goal attempts, putting him under by, 2? Versus his line over on PrizePicks, which is 20.5. Now, I got one more projection site. This site's free. It's called FanDuel Research, formerly known as NumberFire. But when we come down here and open up Anthony Davis's player page for today, they have him projected all the way down at 14.5 field goal attempts versus the Sacramento Kings. So that's a far cry from his projection on PrizePicks at 20.5, which I think just lends itself to another under option here for Anthony Davis at this 20.5 field goal attempt number. So I'd be leaning under on Anthony Davis for that reason. Spencer Dinwiddie, Anthony Davis's teammate. I'm going the opposite direction on this particular play. We're looking at Spencer Dinwiddie's 3-point field goal attempts at 4.5. So we need him to shoot 5 or more threes. Taking a look at this prop, 5.53 is his projection for 3-point field goal attempts. So they expect him to have at least 5 or more 3-point field goal attempts. So when you kind of take a look at the last 10 games or so, he's been shooting the 3 ball at a pretty high clip, 60% hit rate, averaging right around 4.3 3-point attempts per game. 4 out of his last 5 games that he's appeared in, he shot at least 5 threes in those games. And you take a look at his games against the Sacramento Kings. Well, the last 3 times that he's faced Sacramento, he shot 5 or more threes against them. So 3 out of his last 3, and then 4 out of his last 6 overall versus Sacramento. He has at least 5 3-point field goal attempts. Even on the road here, Dinwiddie, his last 3 road games, he's had 5 or more 3-point attempts playing away from Dallas. And those games were against Memphis, the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Clippers once again. So been doing a pretty good job, has Spencer Dinwiddie at hoisting up some threes. Hopefully today is more the same, and he continues to chuck them up. Let's take a look at some other projections on Spencer Dinwiddie's 3-point attempts. We're going to go back over here to shot quality and give you another projection. 5.13 projected 3-point attempts, so they like him to shoot for at least 5 threes tonight as well. And then, of course, we're going to come back over here to FanDuel Research and take a look at their projection. 5.3 is the projected 3-point attempts for Dinwiddie over on FanDuel Research. So 3 different projection models all have Dinwiddie going over 4.5 3-point field goal attempts. Which brings us to our fourth and final play of the video. Man, time flies when we're having fun here, but we're looking at Nikola Vucevic. The Chicago Bulls are going up against the Miami Heat tonight, and Vucevic at 14 field goal attempts looks like a good over option. Actually, there's a lot of good over options here for Vucevic. RotoWire has pretty much every Vucevic prop projected for the over, so they're expecting Vucevic to have a good game here against the Miami Heat, and he generally does when he plays against the Heat. But take a look at these 14 field goal attempts for Nikola Vucevic. Some of these games in recent memory are kind of, hit or miss, but you got to keep in mind that they were playing against a Philadelphia 76ers team. Vucevic played limited minutes in that game, so that's kind of misleading. They didn't really have to play Vucevic much or at all. I mean, things were pretty much secure for the Chicago Bulls, and we know Philly's a bad team. Same thing with Charlotte. Not a very competitive game against the Hornets. Played against another bad team here against Toronto. So those were the games where he went under. But the games where he's went over, 22 field goal attempts against Portland. He had 15 against Miami the last time he played them, and 15 against Washington. Over the last 5 home games for Nikola Vucevic, he's had 15 or more field goal attempts in 4 out of his last 5 games played in Chicago. So pretty good in terms of a recent sample size when playing at home. And then against the Miami Heat, the last few head-to-heads, he's played a total of 7 head-to-heads versus Miami, dating back to last season. The last 7 head-to-heads against them, he's had 14 or more field goal attempts in 5 out of 7 games, and he averages right around 15.6 field goal attempts per game. He's projected for about 14.71 field goal attempts today over on RotoWire for those curious. So leaning a little bit more toward the over for that reason. Now, we go over to shot quality and check out Nikola Vucevic there. His projected field goal attempts, they've got him right around 12.5 2-point field goal attempts, and then right around 5 for the 3-point field goal attempts, which puts him up there at around 17.5 total field goal attempts. So that looks like a pretty darn good projection, especially since you factor in that he's only at 14 field goal attempts on PrizePicks today. So a massive projection. Shot quality, really liking Nikola Vucevic to be involved offensively, shoot the ball a lot here against the Miami Heat. Let's get you one more projection back over to FanDuel Research, and FanDuel Research has him at a more conservative number at just 14.3 field goal attempts. But again, they feel pretty comfortable, confident, and projecting Vucevic at least 14 field goal attempts today going up against the Miami Heat. But now's the time of the video where I turn things over to you guys. Are you liking these picks? Are you taking them, fading them? Or are you hating them altogether? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you'd like to win a free month of Dub Club where you can start getting all my picks, plays, and parlays for myself and other community members, helpful stats and information sent to you daily via Discord, well then, hey, comment your favorite player prop down in the comment section below. Make sure you're subscribed and have liked the channel. And you might be selected randomly. If your pick ends up getting selected and it's a winning pick, you could be the next winner of a free month of Dub Club. But good luck on all your picks, plays, and parlays for all you Dub Club and Discord members. I'm going to jump off of here, put these 4 picks in a slip, probably add some MLB to it, and send out the first 6 pick of the day as we try to go for another 25x banger. Good luck today. We'll catch you in another video real soon. Peace.